in Gaza indefinitely. He provided no details, but the suggestion indicates he has no plans, at least on security, to partner with President Mahmoud Abbas of the Palestinian Authority. He and his Fatah group control the West Bank, govern it in a far more liberal way than Hamas, and are interested in a two-state solution with Israel. But in Israel, Matt Fry of the UK's Channel 4 News says President Abbas is no longer considered a substantial player.
This man is 87 years old. He looks visibly very tired, and he's got no mandate. I mean, the last election in the West Bank was in 2006. They've been cancelled ever since, partly because the Israelis have made it impossible for them to hold meaningful elections, but also because they don't want to hold elections, because guess what? If there was an election in the West Bank today, it wouldn't be Fatah or the PLO that would win it. It would be probably Hamas. And so at the same time, here is Antony Blinken and Joe Biden saying, we are sticking to the two-state solution. No one believes in it anymore. The world has moved on, sadly. But it's still the only viable solution on the ground if there's to be peace.
And so whenever the military standoff over Gaza ends, there is still no certainty about the future governance of the territory. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, top diplomats from G7 countries have wrapped up 2 days of talks in Japan with promises of humanitarian aid for Gaza. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Ukraine is preparing its next steps to join the EU as the bloc publishes a report on expansion. And 5 Republicans have qualified for Wednesday's third GOP presidential debate in Miami. That's the latest feature story news. Julia Chapman reporting.
You're listening to Northern Light Public Radio
on 102.7
KCHW. Tooele.
Good morning, it's the KCHW Morning Show. We are here on a Wednesday with myself, Chuck Ritchie, and we have Sharon Ludwig here in the studio with us.
Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, Sharon. We're going to be joined a little bit later with, I believe, JC and Desiree, or a combination of the above, from New Health today.
Oh, fun.
They've got some exciting stuff going on. We're not going to give too many spoilers, but we'll let them talk about that when they get here. Really cool stuff coming for Tooele and for local health care.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. So we are joining here today. We're out without Scott. I think we're going to, he messaged me last week and said that maybe he might not do Wednesdays anymore. We're not sure, but
I'll miss him.
We might do a local Wednesday show.
Ooh.
And Wednesday would be locals only.
Uh-huh.
No Maynards. We're gonna miss him and see how things go here with him listening from afar.
Yeah.
So how are you? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah.
Good.
Even in the rain.
Yeah. It's speaking of the weather, well, let's go ahead and get us a little bit of weather going here. Today we're looking at a high of 44 degrees with that low of 31 overnight. Going to get a little icy probably tonight. Then 46 and 35 tomorrow with mostly cloudy skies. Friday, we're looking at some rain coming back in the morning with 42 for your high and 33 for that low. 31% chance of rain on Friday. Saturday, warming up just a little bit more, 47 for the high. You might as well get your shorts out, right? And then 34 for the low, again with some showers in the morning. Looks like they're going to be tapering off in the afternoon to the evening. Cloudy skies on Sunday, 48 degrees, 35 for the low. And then Monday, 49 degrees for your high.
Oh, a heat wave.
Yeah, it's getting hot out there, folks. Yeah, very cool. Moving on over to our school menu today. We have a loading computer screen. But then we have today for breakfast is mini Cinnies, a variety of cereal, fresh fruit juice, and choice of milk with breakfast. And then on the lunch menu at the schools, we have sausage patty, hash brown patty, biscuit, with an egg patty, fresh veggies, fresh fruit, milk choice, and country gravy. That sounds like breakfast for lunch.
Oh, it does. I like breakfast for lunch or dinner.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. We have a special dinner planned tonight, we also got we got some good stuff to do at breakfast for dinner later this week. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially like chicken and waffles or like biscuits and gravy or, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Well,
for
in
you.
your home, most of the times you're not going anywhere. So sometimes at breakfast you're in a rush. So, you know.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to enjoy it and really do a good opulent breakfast for dinner. Yeah. Especially, you know, usually breakfast for me is whatever I can grab at the coffee shop on the way here, or something I could unwrap and eat in the car on the way here. Yeah. If I even think to do that. So, Sharon, let's go ahead and move on over to bits and breaks here on our prep sheet. I'll start
right.
things off with these are crazy questions on Nextdoor. So Nextdoor is a social media app for neighborhoods. One of the great things about it is receiving recommendations from nearby homeowners about carpenters, you know, lawn care places, whether or not you should remove a couch from your home by sawing it in half. So this particular one was from a neighborhood in North Carolina. They wrote, crazy question, I know. We love our sectional, and it's still in excellent condition until I take the saw to it tomorrow. A couple of people have tried to help us get it upstairs, but it just won't fit. The shorter side is already upstairs, but the larger half won't fit. We've cut holes in the drywall and have taken the banister off, but nothing's working, and we don't want to sell it. Considering trading it for a reclining leather sofa, but that didn't work out. My next option is removing the staples, peeling back the cloth, and sawing about a foot off by the armrest. Move it upstairs, nail the sawed piece back together, and restaple the cloth. Will I regret this?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, you will regret it.
That is just foolish.
I've removed couches from apartments when I was younger by throwing them over the railing,
Yeah.
but not ones
Yeah.
that I ever intended on seeing again.
Well, we've taken things in and out of windows, too, but I don't think the window would be big enough if it won't fit up the stairs. Yeah.
Right. We recently sold a couch to somebody that was massive, and they had to, we heard back from them, they had to remove their window to get the couch into their
Yeah.
living room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But we got to give them a good deal on it. So, Sharon, speaking of social media, go ahead and take us to the tweet of the week.
Okay, my phone has this cool app that shows me what I would look like as an old person. It's called Camera. Because I are one, yes.
Wow. Yeah, I've noticed more and more white hairs in my face here. They can go away. So these are the most irritating phrases according to an online survey. This was at the end of the day came up as the most irritating, and these are some phrases that bugged some other folks. So at the end of the day, ... I guess I don't understand that one. Like at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
I guess. I don't hear that much.
These are more cliches, I guess.
Uh-huh.
This one, let's circle back. Let's touch base.
Oh, yeah.
I do. Yeah, you gotta. You know, and I've been guilty of that one in the past. You gotta have an action date. You gotta have a date.
Yeah.
Pick a time. List a time. You gotta do something.
In a movie or a TV show, let's have lunch.
Yeah. Yeah. This next one, money can't buy happiness.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
The lack of money can be really sad.
it can be. It
Yeah.
can't. The money itself can't buy you happiness, but it can reduce a lot of stress.
Yeah, and
Which-
having enough money to replace the hot water tank when it goes out is happy.
Right. Right. Not having to worry about how you're going to pay the bills this month. That makes it. That starts the month off on a good note.
That's right.
Makes happiness more possible. Next one is sorry, not sorry. Yeah.
That's kind of a silly one, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 It's real sarcastic. Kind
Yeah.
of.
It can
Yeah.
be a little rude.
Yeah.
I tell it like it is.
And that's an excuse for saying something rude.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
much. Well, I just tell it like it is. You're just being rude. Life isn't fair.
Well, I don't know. I used to tell when my kids would say that, I'd say, "Yep, life is fair. It's not equal. It is fair that he got new shoes and you didn't, because
Yeah.
he needed new shoes and you didn't."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it is fair.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah. I agree. Anything paired with the word hack.
Oh yeah, that's a
Like
real common word now.
Lifestyle hack.
Yeah.
House
Yeah.
home good dishwashing hack. Yeah.
Yep. They throw that on Facebook all the time, these little blips trying to get you to go down the rabbit hole, you know?
Oh, yeah, you watch these videos, and it's like the dumbest things. Like
Yeah.
someone putting a screw in a board and using it to nail in a hammer. Or
Oh, yeah.
nail in a nail. Like, no, just use a hammer. Yeah. This one kind of ruffles my feathers sometimes. I could care less.
Yeah.
Because it's not, it's I couldn't care less.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
improper English, and people use it all the time.
Yep, they do.
Yeah. No offense.
And that's another one of those.
Yeah. No offense, Sharon, but I'm about to say something very offensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. That's just that's a precursor to let people know you're about to say something that's going to offend them.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a few that bother me. Come with.
Oh.
You ever hear that? People are like, hey, I'm going to the grocery store. You want to come with?
Maybe it's a family thing for you.
No, it's when I was a kid in the Tri-Cities, people use that all the time. All my neighbors used it.
So it's a cultural thing.
And I've heard other people use it,
Yeah.
and it's like, just say me. Do you want to come with me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird sort of, I guess, way to leave off the end of a sentence.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have any, Sharon, that are
And not that I can think of at the moment, but I'm sure as soon as we're off the air, I'll have about 4.
right?
Yeah.
You know, one that gets me, and I've talked about this before on the show, but it's been a while. You see it a lot on Facebook marketplace listings, on Craigslist listings. People that don't understand the difference between sale and sell.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I have a car for sale, or I have a car for sell.
Oh,
I
yeah.
need to sell this item.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
happens
Yeah.
too often. Now I'm just complaining on the air. I'll shut up. Sharon, what don't they tell us about having a baby?
Oh, they don't tell us a whole lot of things. For one thing, it will take you at least 5 hours to watch a movie at home.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You will rush through all of your meals as if you were in an eating contest.
I always said like you're in prison. You know,
Yeah.
you get the elbows around your plate,
Yeah.
and you just go.
Well, and if you're a nursing mother, at every meal your baby will be starving, and so you will go feed the baby, and then you'll come back to a cold meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, until
Yeah.
you learn to eat and feed him at the same time. You know, that takes a while.
Well, you have one arm for the baby and one arm for you, right?
Yeah.
You got 2 arms.
Yeah, you will compare and contrast your baby against all others and think yours is the best baby ever, and it is.
It is, because it's your baby.
Because it's your baby, and it should be the best baby ever.
Right?
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure I understand this one. It says you will become an adult and your non-adult friends will fade away. Is that friends you had before? Because now you're a parent, and so you're a grown-up more than who you used to hang out with?
I think a lot of it's like, when you're young and you're single and you have all your young single friends, and then you find someone, and then you kind of still hang out with your young single friends, or even couple friends that are childless, and then you have that baby, and then I think your interests and everything kind of drift apart from each other, and you don't.
Yeah, and I think non-baby couples get real tired of listening to you talk about that baby.
Yeah. Or they get tired of listening to the baby.
Yeah. Or tired of you saying, no, I can't go there, I can't do that.
Yeah, and eventually the invites start dropping off.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
No matter how great your relationship is with your spouse, you will experience more conflict than you ever did before. I don't know. Sometimes, I look back and it seems rosier than it was. I'm sure.
Yeah, always. Conflict. I don't know. Is there conflict or just a lot of really tired grumpiness?
Maybe. Yeah.
I think maybe that's it. Because you're tired. Nobody's getting any sleep.
Yeah.
You'll make noises you did not know were possible in an effort to elicit a smile from your baby.
Oh, yeah.
That is true.
That is one of those things that bugs me, though, is people who talk baby talk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We never did that with our kids, really.
We didn't either.
And, I think a lot of, we read some stuff on, developmental experts, and they say don't. Because, you want your child to
learn to
develop
speak
as quick as possible. Yeah.
Your newfound interest in poop will frighten you. When, how much, color, consistency. You may talk about poop more than anything else. Do you know that they have apps nowadays on your phone that you record what the baby ate, when the baby pooped, when the baby slept, all this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When our twins were little, we had a log. We had a book.
Oh yeah, but
yeah.
this is online, and it both parents can access it, and they put whoever's taking care of the baby puts in. Yeah, it's just
I kind of like that though. You know,
it's almost too much. Yeah.
well, I know ours. One of them spent a little time in the NICU after they were born, and there were some things we had to keep an eye on. So I think it was important. It was important for us to keep that log for for 6 months or so.
Right.
We dropped off, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You will realize that you never knew this kind of deep love until now, and that's so true.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yep. And
So-
that baby comes out, and you just love them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many of these they kind of go having many dogs and many children. It's it kind of goes. These rules apply to both pets and.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. No matter how much baby proofing you do, your baby will find the one thing that didn't get baby proofed. Yeah.
Every single time.
Every single time.
Well, they're smart and they're exploring the world and they're trying to figure out what they can get away with and what they can't.
Yeah. You're so worried about what and when your child eats, you can forget to eat yourself. Or there's just no time to eat. You may find yourself standing in front of the fridge holding your baby and stuffing string cheese into your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and personally, from a grandmother standpoint, and with our kids, I think it's important to eat at the table at least one meal a day.
I like that.
And it would be nice if you could eat more, but a lot of families are eating in front of TV, and now that we have no children, we do that.
Right.
We sit and eat in front of the evening news or something, But I think that sitting at a table, having the kid in a high chair, and having your kids at the table, I just think that's important.
Especially when they're little. Ours are teenagers now that are still at home, and
Yeah.
we eat in front of the TV. We don't eat in front of the table, but.
Oh, yeah, but sometimes it's nice because the TV could be off and you
Right.
could talk,
Well, usually our dining table is an art project.
Oh,
in
yeah.
various forms of mess and
Yeah.
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 For the last 3 months, it's been a Halloween costume making station.
Oh, yeah, fun.
But we do have a coffee table that raises up to our chest when we're sitting on the couch, so that kind of counts.
It does count. It does count. It's hard to talk about anything other than the baby. If you somehow manage to go on a date with your partner and make a concerted effort to avoid the subject, you will probably be rewarded with some awkward silences.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And you think airport security sucked before.
Oh, yeah.
You're in for a rude awakening. Yes.
Well, not just the airport security. Have you ever flown with an infant or a newborn? It's there's that fear that you're gonna be the one on the plane that's with the screaming child.
Yeah, with the crying baby.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I ever flew with a baby, and it was quite small, and one of the those stewardess people, she came by and she came by or as I came in, she said, to make sure you're feeding your baby as you're going up and down. They will be sucking, whether you're nursing or a bottle, doesn't matter.
Okay.
They'll be sucking in air and it'll keep their ears clear. And so whenever I flew with a baby, I always made sure I fed the baby as we were taking off or as we were landing. And I didn't seem to have problems that other people had with crying babies.
Yeah.
So.
You mean you don't give a newborn chewing gum? No. No, don't do that, people.
No, but I had a 3-year-old feed a newborn grapes in her little bassinet once, and I came across that. That was pretty scary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So Sharon, we have about 18 minutes before our break comes on, and
Okay.
then we're going to have the folks from New Health join us after the break. We'll take that break a little earlier than we normally do to get them on.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get into some local events.
Okay. Well,
looks like you might even have a couple jokes there with you. What do you have there?
Oh, this one it's on the top of something, but it's down here below, but it is a joke. It says, how to become a millionaire by raising chickens. I have a friend who has a couple chickens, and it says, start out as a billionaire.
No kidding.
Yeah. Now, today is Wednesday, November 8th, and of course we have pickleball, 9 to 11:30 at the middle school.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I need to start updating that.
Yeah.
I haven't been talking about that. I forgot they were the middle school, and it's not on the calendar anymore.
Yeah, yeah. at the Center for the Arts, there's a sit and knit group, and they have every time I see different people coming in, they just want to sit and knit. They do it Monday nights and Wednesdays. And Monday, somebody came who's brought a foreign exchange student into the high school, and they live in the country. And she said, I decided just to come to this group. I heard about it, and she just was knitting while the student was over at the high school doing something. So
Very cool.
Yeah, and they just are a chatty group, and I go by the room, and they look like they're having fun. And there's a teacher that knows all kinds of things and that can help you if you don't know how to knit.
Yeah, how's that going? So they're getting good people coming in, and that's Darcia doing that, correct?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Is she okay with us talking about her on the radio?
I think so.
Darcia's lovely.
Yeah.
She's so great.
Yeah.
And so she's teaching people, if you don't know how to knit, can you show up and learn?
Yeah.
Because I have no idea how to knit. I see people doing it, and it looks like magic to me. They take those sticks and they twiddle them together, and then all of a sudden, boom,
they have something.
a scarf.
Yeah. And tonight is bingo at Fired Up Pizza at 6. Now, this one it's in Colville, but I thought it was important to mention for those of you who that are work on genealogy at the Northeast Washington Genealogical Society will meet this Wednesday. That's today, November 8th, from 1 to 3 in the basement of the Colville LDS Church, located at 260 East Juniper. That's kind of right next to McDonald's in Colville. But they are going to be discussing and honoring and learning about the veterans in your family. And this is there's a special program planned to honor your forefathers. They're also welcome you to bring any stories, pictures, or memories. And Sue Richard, one of their members, will be giving a presentation on how to find out more about your military ancestors. She'll show you how to use Ancestry and Fold 3 combined with census and historical newspapers to find your service member ancestor and what they were possibly doing during their service.
That's cool.
I thought that was very interesting. My mother was in the service when there was only one branch of the military back in the 1940s, and she was a plane plotter. Now, do you know what that is?
Is it somebody that plots planes?
Yes, but they have a big map on the floor or on a table. Now, I have a newspaper clipping that has a picture of her in it and a bunch of other...
So this is a perfect preparation plan for plotting planes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And they have airplanes and... those big boats, ships, call in and tell them where they see enemy planes. And then they call out the coordinates and they plot the planes on these world maps. And they move it. So nowadays we have everything through internet, but at that time it was just a call-in thing, and then they physically put an airplane and then they'd move it as they'd see it other places.
And they probably even do it through Morse code or something.
Could be. Yeah. But kind of I didn't even... one time my mother was telling me about that, and that was the first I'd ever heard of that.
That's cool. So the genealogy thing probably in honor of Veterans Day this Friday?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah.
That's very cool. I spent many, my family's not Mormon, but spent many afternoon and after school with my mom in the basement of the local LDS church going through the microfiche. And my mom was really big into genealogy growing up. She has the whole entire upstairs of their house is dedicated to, it's her genealogy room.
Oh,
and
nice.
She has literally hundreds of 3-ring binders. With all the little plastic sleeves with all of the family trees that she's done over the years.
Yeah, nice.
Anytime anybody in the family gets married, she instantly goes to work and adds another 15, 20 books to that library.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I understand it's one of the most popular hobbies in the United States. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff can be learned from it.
Yeah. And there are shows on TV that talk about your ancestors and trace people and stuff, and it's interesting how you find out. My brother's writing a book about my mother right now, just from her journals, and I proofread it. And I was amazed how many things I do that my mother did that I didn't realize I was the same,
Nice.
Yeah. So that's kind of a fun thing. Okay, back to this Saturday instead of Friday. Now, often veterans and the American Legion has dinners on Friday nights.
Okay.
This Saturday, they're having a veterans dinner, prime rib, potatoes, vegetable, desserts. Veterans are free, and one guest is $20. Seating is limited, and you sign up by calling the American Legion, 509-935-8464, or 509-935-4009. That's a nice thing.
Nice.
They do that every year, I
Yeah,
believe.
they put on some good dinners over there, too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah. And it's a little early. No, it isn't. Thinking about Thanksgiving.
It's never too early to think about Thanksgiving.
Yeah. But if you don't want to bake a pie, but you want a homemade pie, you can order them from the Rusty Putter. And listen to these flavors. Fireball pumpkin pie, bourbon pecan, Dutch apple, Dutch cherry, or pumpkin cheesecake.
Here, you can leave that right here when you
Okay.
leave today, Sharon.
Okay.
And I'll make sure to look that over later.
Yeah, they're $20 each, and you can order by phoning 509-935-6807, extension 4, or you can email rustyputter@Chewillagolf.com.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what I did last week? I was so proud of myself. Actually, I think I did it over the weekend. I made a pumpkin pie at home.
Good for you.
I was just wanting to find a frozen one, and I couldn't find any in
Oh.
the store I was at, and so I got the ingredients, and I made my own pumpkin pie, and it was fantastic.
I used to make a lot of pies, but we used to have a lot of people come. But now I let a famous grandma we use in our home,
Yeah.
Grandma Costco.
Oh yeah. She's the
Let her
best.
bake the pumpkin pie. Also coming up that you might think about, which is next week, not this week, but Tuesday, November 14th, starting at 5, the Chewelah Faith Resource Group will be having their free community gathering for everyone for Thanksgiving dinner at the St. Mary's Catholic Church. And I was telling Chuck earlier, I went last year because they had a start and an end time. It said 5 to 7. Well, I went about 6:45 because I got off work there.
Mm-hmm.
And they were putting away all the food. There was no food left.
Oh, so don't be late.
So don't be late.
Don't be late.
Starts at 5 if you want to have this free gathering. And there were so many people still there that were good friends. It's a good way to have just community. It's just a good community thing. It's a good thing that faith group does that. And then I want you to be thinking about the Trash Parade. The Chewelah Creative District is sponsoring on New Year's Eve. And the reason I'm telling you so far ahead is because there's going to be a costume design contest using recycled materials.
That's right. That's right. I'm not on the planning committee on that event, but I've heard some things, because it's through the Creative District. There's some really cool, unique fundraising auction type things that are going to happen during the event that are going to be a little more fun than your traditional silent auction. Nothing's secure yet, but there's some fun ideas.
Oh, good.
Being kicked around, and some really unique new creations for fundraising.
Yeah,
at that event.
And it's got good times, 7 to 10:30. So it's not one of those really late events. I imagine we're going to pretend that the ball drops in New York or something.
Yeah, I think we're going to do the New York ball drop live, and then go home and celebrate it with your kids or whatever.
Yeah. And this is way ahead of time, but it is a call for films, and we've got filmmakers in Chewelah, and the Pacific Northwest Filmmaker Showcase will be at the AutoView Drive-In in Colville, the theater. The entries are due by March 28th. The festival date is May 23rd. And the reason we're telling you this ahead, and we'll keep reminding you, is that it takes a while to put together a film.
It really does, yeah.
Even a 5-6-minute film, you've got to have your script, you've got to have your director, you've got to have your special effects.
Yep.
You've got to have all that put together, and it takes quite a bit of planning. So all of you would-be film makers, there's a submission form and guidelines at NWFM, which must stand for Northwest Film, what?
Actually,
Maker.
I believe there was a typo on that one. There should be a P in front of that. So read that again with a P in front of that email address.
Oh.
Yeah.
PNWFM showcase at gmail.com.
I believe that's the Pacific Northwest Filmmaker Showcase.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we need to correct that. All right.
Yeah, and that'll be a fun one. And that's Joe Wazinski that does that.
Yeah.
And this is going to be his last year in Washington before he leaves us, abandons us, and moves to a tropical paradise.
Yes. Yes. Well, and part of his family has already left him, and so he's anxious to get down there in Belize.
Oh yeah. And it will continue after Joe's gone. This is just going to be Joe's last year running the show. So we really want to make it special for him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of local people. You've been in some films locally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, seeing yourself on the screen at a drive-in is like the coolest.
Oh really?
thing. Yeah, it's like bucket list stuff, and it's happened to me twice now. It's and because of Joe and this film festival, it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was on the night news one time, and it was one of the lead-ins that it was the Vietnam Wall that was here, and one of the news stations from Spokane came up and interviewed people, and they just happened to interview me, and I must have said something right, and I think I said something about each one of those names had a mother, and and so that was the lead-in, and up all evening up till the news they would lead in with with me saying that, and it was. And, it was quite something seeing yourself on TV. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So speaking of public service announcements that we're going through, the Valley Historical Society is doing their Raise the Roof fundraising campaign. This is for the Little White Schoolhouse. They've been working on that project for quite a while.
Yeah.
They're trying to raise money to get the roof redone. And then once they get the roof redone, they can start work on they're going to do a small museum and little art shop inside that schoolhouse.
And it's such a cute little house.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And the people, that committee that's been working on that, they've done a lot of work getting that schoolhouse preserved. They have a permanent location now at the Valley Fairgrounds in Valley.
Right.
I think they have a lifetime lease, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
To keep it there, and it's going to be featured during all the events that happen at the fairground, and hopefully be open on its own as a little museum.
For such a little community, they're just really up and moving. I mean, that new little park that they put in the last few years with the train and everything, that is so cute. And then they have the fairgrounds, and then they have their, every year everything there. It's a cute community. It's cute to drive through.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. So that there's a GoFundMe link online that can be found on their Facebook page. You can go to facebook.com/littlewhiteschoolhouse, or there's also a link, I believe, on their Facebook page to the directly to the GoFundMe, or to their GoFundMe page. They also accept PayPal directly through. It looks like it got cut off. But anyway, if you go to their Facebook page, facebook.com/littlewhiteschoolhouse, there is links to be able to donate to help make that happen. And it is a 501c3, so all those donations are tax deductible.
Good.
There you go.
Okay, and I had one other one, and I'm hoping this is still on. I'd read this somewhere that the library has a, I don't have the brick.
Is it the Brick Builders Club?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, this one.
The second Monday, which would be this next Monday.
Yeah, this one I'm really excited about. That's going to be at 3:30 p.m. on the second Monday of each month. They're going to do challenges and do creations.
And do you purchase the bricks from them? Do you have your own? How does that work? Have you been there?
I haven't been there for it, and I don't have that information handy, but I would imagine they have the bricks available there through the library that you can just come and build. And again, I think they might issue some challenges at the beginning to do some creations.
How fun.
So I don't know if you watch it, but there's a TV show about the Lego Masters.
Oh yes, I watched that.
I love that show.
Yeah, it's so fun. But the things they do, oh my gosh, they give them 12 hours, and it's just amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think the time is wonderful, because 3:30, that means that kids can get involved because it's after school, and so that's just a great thing. We've got a great library system.
We really do.
Yeah,
we really do. And we miss the Tidwells, but the new folks over there are doing a great job carrying on and keeping things going at the library. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got about 2 minutes left until we go to break. So we're gonna go ahead and if you don't have anything else to add on the calendar,
just the ordinary karaoke on Saturday night at Fired Up Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
We should also add the again with the Chewelah Creative District, the Chewville event is coming up December 2nd. It's gonna be Christmas in Chewville. It's part of the City Sidewalk celebration downtown.
Yeah.
And there is a call for artists and vendors ends in 2 days.
Ooh.
So the 10th is a deadline for those vendor submissions. You can go to the Chewelah Creative District website and go to the events page and find a vendor application. You can either download it, fill it out, and bring it in person, or you can fill it out online and click send and get it to us.
Yeah. That's another one of those fun things. We're just expanding and doing so much fun stuff in Chewelah.
Yeah.
You know, and every once in a while I do see on some local pages that people complain about, you know, that there's nothing to do anymore. And I'm thinking, how can you say that? Where are you? Where do you live?
Well, you know, I call that the somebody oughta.
Yeah.
Like the somebody oughta board. Keep a whiteboard. If you have an idea or something that you say somebody ought to do this, well, then guess what? You just volunteered yourself to do that. It's in this town. It's pretty easy to get things going. You know, it's easier than you think. If you want to work with the city, they're easy to work with. If you want to work with an organization, and get an event going, you know, there's a lot of people out to help you get your ideas off the ground right now.
Yep, and the events that we've had in downtown Chewelah have just been so fun.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. So next time somebody says somebody oughta,
maybe it ought to be you.
That's you. All right, we're going to go ahead and head out on our break here and get set up for our guests that are coming in right after the break. Some folks from New Health to come in and tell us about some exciting news they have going on. It means some pretty positive things for healthcare in Chewelah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so tune in. We'll be right back. We're going to take this little break, and we will see you in a few minutes.
It's 8:01.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah, Springdale, Wellpinit.
You're listening to 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah. The Public News Service Daily Newscast, November the 8th, 2023. I'm Mike Clifford. It was a contest most expected would not be decided until late night, but shortly after 8:30, MSNBC projected Democrat Andy Beshear won a second term as governor of Kentucky. In Mississippi, the incumbent Tate Reeves eked out a win versus both a Democrat and independent challenger. And in Ohio, voters passed a right to abortion measure by a wide margin, almost 57% versus a little over 43%. Meantime, the Washington Post reports the Supreme Court appears likely to uphold a federal statute disarming people who are subject to domestic violence protective orders. The Iowa Utilities Board is taking public input this week on a proposed rate hike by one of the state's biggest gas and electric service providers.
Alliant Energy is proposing to increase natural gas and electric rates by nearly $300 million over the next 2 years, with a 13% hike in electricity rates and a 5% hike for gas. That would translate to paying $250 more per year for the average residential customer. AARP Iowa State Director Brad Anderson says this would have a dramatic impact on Iowa's most vulnerable seniors, who've already seen the price of their basic needs increase.
For example, prescription drugs. You see housing costs across Iowa soar. You see gas prices go up and down. And certainly at the grocery store, older Iowans on a fixed income simply cannot afford paying another $250 a year for their utility bill.
Alliance says it's adjusting rates to be able to provide safe, reliable utility service statewide and to make a profit for shareholders. I'm Mark Moran.
And for young people with serious behavioral health challenges, a new report says Pennsylvania's congregate care settings may be the best option. We get more from our Danielle Smith.
The report's authors surveyed 20 providers of congregate care in facilities that can house about a dozen kids to almost 300. Co-author Jacqueline Kreshock with the Pennsylvania Council of Children, Youth, and Family Services says there's a growing movement to transition youth to more community-based and home-like settings. But feedback from the survey shows many young people still require the more comprehensive help that congregate care can offer.
One of the key findings is that, all of the services that the youth can access are located within that congregate care setting. And if it's not within that congregate care setting, the staff in that setting set services up with outside providers.
Kreshock points out these settings can be a comprehensive treatment option for young people.
This is Public News Service. Colleges nationwide are improving services for students to ensure they stay enrolled after the challenging first 2 years.
Administrators say their focus has long been freshman year and helping students adjust to a higher ed environment, but a new effort aims to prevent so-called stopouts during the second year when students complete much of their core curriculum. Senior Associate Provost at Bridgewater State University, Michael Young, says the goal is to help students build a strong foundation.
This project is really about preparing students to be ready to succeed when they get into the depth of their major and feel ready to finish off their degree.
Young says Bridgewater and 10 other schools will work with the Gardner Institute to also close equity gaps and ensure demographics or zip code don't determine student success. I'm Catherine Carley reporting.
And a new report finds Dominion Energy's integrated resource plan does not align with Virginia's climate goals.
Dominion wants to keep using gas and coal-fired power plants, citing data center expansion in Northern Virginia. But the Virginia Clean Economy Act says Dominion is supposed to be using 100% renewable electricity by 2045. Dominion's plan does meet Governor Glenn Youngkin's energy plan, which relies on both fossil fuels and renewables. Dennis Wormstead with the Institute for Energy Economics and Financial Analysis is ambivalent about the company using hydrogen for its gas plants. He says there are too many unanswered questions.
They don't have any cost figures that are credible. They don't have any estimates of who would be providing this hydrogen fuel, how it would be getting to the new facility that they want to build, and what all this would cost for ratepayers.
For now, the future of the plan is in the hands of the State Corporation Commission. In the meantime, Dominion is pushing forward with its coastal Virginia offshore wind farm. It's expected to generate more than 2.5 gigawatts of electricity, enough to power 660,000 homes. I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
Finally, from our Eric Tegetthoff, adjunct professors at universities and colleges in the U.S. are struggling. Their Canadian counterparts are treated better for their work, and that benefits students.
John Marcus, higher education editor with the Hechinger Report, says Canadian adjuncts enjoy a number of perks. On average, they're paid about $7,000 per course, nearly twice as much as in the United States, and typically have teaching assistants. Marcus says there are other aspects that make their jobs easier too.
They have government health insurance, which is an important benefit that most American adjuncts don't have. They also have job security. They are under contracts that give them a few terms at a time in advance of when they teach, where in America, adjuncts essentially teach one semester at a time.
Many adjuncts in the United States struggle to make ends meet. The American Federation of Teachers found nearly 1 in 4 earn below the federal poverty level for a family of 4.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here's some interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
It's 8:07.
Programming made possible by donations from the following.
Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
Chihuahua Motel and RV Park. Chihuahua Motel and RV Park, located at 301 South Park Street in Chihuahua, offers 14 single or double rooms, each with a refrigerator and microwave, in-room coffee station, Wi-Fi, cable, and 58-inch screen television. 2 Airbnb options are available, both with full kitchens, coffee, and a 65-inch smart TV. They also feature 26 full hookup RV spots with 30-amp service. For reservations, they can be reached at 509-935-4763 or ChihuahuaMotelAndRVPark.com. Chihuahua Motel and RV Park, 301 South Park Street in Chihuahua.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chihuahua. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
This is KCHW, Chihuahua, 102.7 FM.
Good morning. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. Sorry about the music playing there for a second. We had a little, I don't know what was going on there. We just started playing the next song instead of going where it was supposed to. That was interesting, but we'll just call that our intro song that we're doing. So anyway, welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We are here with Desiree and Jacob, both from New Health. They're here to talk to us a little bit about some of the stuff they got going on. Very, very exciting stuff happening over at New Health. Why don't you guys give a little introduction to yourself, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Desiree Sweeney. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for New Health. I'm also a graduate of Mary Walker High School in Springdale, so this is kind of my hometown, and so we're very excited about our project here in Chihuahua and the impact for our rural communities. So I'll transfer it over to Jacob.
Hey all, my name is Jacob Daving. I am the project manager and marketing manager at New Health, and I am also a local of Stevens County, and so excited about what we have to talk about today.
Yeah, I'm excited. So I wasn't giving any spoilers, but man, you guys are making the headlines right now. You guys got a lot of really cool stuff going on. The first starters I saw last week, you guys were voted one of the best places to work in, was it Washington State or Eastern Washington?
It's the best places to work in the Inland Northwest, so it's provided through the Spokane Journal of Business, and it's a third-party vendor that talks to all of our employees and says how we're doing on lots of different metrics. We go up against private enterprise for attorneys, construction, banks, all throughout the Spokane region, including Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls. And so we really were excited. It's such an honor, and so excited about the work that we're doing, and for our employees to also feel that at all levels was really very, very humbling and very exciting for the work that we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a good feeling, because that's, I mean, as a nonprofit or otherwise, you want the people that are working for you to be proud of what they're doing and happy with it. So that's huge. I mean, that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very excited. I mean, I think the biggest thing you mentioned, not-for-profit. The best part about working for a community health center is we get to invest in our community. Mm-hmm. We're 100% local residents. All of us live and work in, these communities. Many of us have grown up in our communities. And so it's really fulfilling to get to do that kind of work. And so we're having fun. We're very busy, but we're having fun and creating a lot of great opportunities, not only in the healthcare sector, but like we talked about, the workforce sector as well.
Right. Well, speaking of workforce and opportunities, you guys have some huge projects coming up, or a huge project coming up specifically. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that and give us a little introduction to it?
Yeah, well, I'm going to take a little bit of a step back. So we did open our new clinic in Colville in May. We have the one coming into Newport in December. So those are 2 expansion projects. And so we also have coming up into the hopper the Chewelah project that you're mentioning. And so our administration office is located here in Chewelah, so we have all aspects of medical, dental, pharmacy, behavioral health, but we also have IT, finance, and we reach out to all 3 counties, Ferry, Stevens, and Pend Oreille. And so we just saw that project. The campus had been sitting vacant for a while. Mm-hmm. And so seeing a building that has 30,000 square feet, we were pretty excited about that.
Right.
So we just kind of had our vision. We do internships for various career pathways. And so we do have some limitations with our current footprint. And so our dream, we had been watching the school district. We knew that it was not being utilized. And we said, what if? We'd love to say what if at New Health. And so when the school district announced that they were going to surplus that, we called Jason Perrins, the superintendent, and we said, wait a second, let us tell you what we've been envisioning. Mm-hmm. And so we came together, had a conversation, and said, here's how we're doing career pathways. Here's where we want to go. We want to be a partner with you. And he was very excited. He's very innovative, and wants his students to have an opportunity to see what their education and their careers can be and what jobs are in the community. So that started about 1.5 years ago. And then we presented to the school board and said, here's our vision. That was the first time we had publicly illustrated what our vision was. Right. And the community was excited. We're excited. The legacy of that land being donated by the Jenkins family. We were not really sure the date or time, the 20s, 30s, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. But to continue that with an educational focus is very important to the community, and it's important to New Health because we're part of the community.
So some of our listeners might not know what building you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, so the Chewelah Middle School is located on Main, mm-hmm. Across from the city park. It has been vacant for a couple years. They've relocated many of their educational programs over by the high school. And so they do have their alternative school that is still located there, and they utilize the gym. And so that building is it's right on that 395 corridor. It's very busy for their students, mm-hmm. and it's a little bit challenging for those students to have to navigate during school hours. And so that's the building we're looking at. And so that's where we actually hosted our November 2nd stakeholders meeting. Mm-hmm. Senator Shelley Short and Mayor McGunn brought forward in a project to bring stakeholders together so that other people could start seeing our vision for what it is we wanted to do.
Right.
That's exciting.
It is, I think it's really cool to see not only that building being put to use, because it's always a shame to see, a structure of that scale, just kind of sitting there, not being used, and with disrepair and everything that happens when you're not using a building, but to see it go back into an educational function is really neat, and like we talked about a minute ago, not just being used again, but being a reason for young people to stay here.
Yeah.
And opportunities right here in Chewelah. So I think that's really neat.
And I think one of the biggest thing about the project, it would be a regional workforce development program. And so we would bring the center into where academia and industry healthcare takes, they walk together in an integrated model. So it really helps the educational experience be more meaningful when students can learn the why behind why they're learning something.
Right.
And so that's really important to us. So there's 3 facets that will be in that project. The first facet would be the expansion of medical and dental, medical and pharmacy, which we already have here in Chewelah at New Health. But it would also bring in nonprofit dental and expand Medicaid dental access, as well as behavioral health resources. So those 2 programs would be brought into our community, which is very helpful. Nice. The second part is expansion of our administration office. Right now we do career pathways for clinical positions, and we have those in our clinical sites. But we recently did an information technology internship for local high school students, and it was extremely well received. The limitations of our building in Chewelah on Main is we're out of space, and so to host interns we have limitations or unable to do that. With this space, we'd be able to bring in IT, legal, compliance, business intelligence. So many different career pathways for students to have exposure to and to be able to experience.
Right. So for our listeners here that aren't exactly familiar with New Health and what New Health does, you mentioned like healthcare, dental care. Tell us a little bit about what that actually means. Say somebody's sick or somebody needs to go see a doctor, they don't have insurance. What does that mean for the community?
Yeah. So New Health is a federally qualified health center. They were started in about 1965. They have bipartisan support. They're community embedded health centers that have integrated services. So it's not medical standalone, it's not dental standalone. It's really wrapping your arms around the whole patient for comprehensive care. And then how we warm hand off to the different service lines. So if a patient comes in, they access medical, but they need dental, then we have a communication between the medical and dental provider to have a more integrated philosophy of whole person care. If someone doesn't have insurance, we can help support them through a sliding discount program where they're eligible based on income, family size, etc. Similar to what we talk about when kids and families pre-approve through the school districts for the free and reduced lunch. It's kind of a similar mechanics of how we identify those individuals. Okay. So we take all insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, uninsured. Everyone's welcome at New Health.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I know. I've had to go over there a couple of times. And when I needed something, not emergency room, but couldn't get to my doctor in time. And you guys really provide a pretty great service over there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So anything else you have in store for this building that we're working on? I know we talked about a few ideas. Tell us a little more about the nuts and bolts of it.
Yeah. So I'll kind of talk about the process, if that's okay, and we'll talk about, so the school district and New Health in the summer signed a memorandum of understanding of we're going to work together and do a joint fundraising campaign. We're a not-for-profit, they're a school district, and so for us to buy a capital project or do something like that would be challenging. So we have buildings on Main, they have buildings on 395, and so we entered into that MOU for a joint fundraising campaign as well as a property swap.
Whoa.
So we're going to just trade property. So we're going back to the poker table they used to, you'd win a piece of property or something?
Yeah. Isn't that how Spokane was pretty much founded after the fires? I've heard some stories.
I don't know.
I've heard some stories about that.
We're doing it in Chewelah.
Yeah.
We're doing a property swap.
Nice.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
So I think the biggest thing is, it gets those kids over. It's a quieter environment for their learning. It's more aligned with the location of the current high school and some of their resources. And so there is a fundraising campaign that we're talking about. That was the November 2nd stakeholders meeting that was convened to say, how do we bring this into our community and how do we raise the funds for this? So it was actually very well received we had people from the federal stakeholders, state stakeholders, local stakeholders, and private MCOs, which are the managed care organizations that support our communities. Wow. So they will move into the administration building, and then we will move into the old middle school, and both of us will have space that is more aligned with what our current needs are. The school district will use our administration office for their administration office. Then our clinical space will be their alternative school, and that'll include a STEM lab. So increasing some services there as well.
Wow. And is that the building that's currently sort of in the parking lot of the hospital, or is there a different building?
No, it's the one on 518 East Clay.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, and it's just a short little, is there access directly from the school campus, or would they have to walk around the street?
They kind of walk through our parking lot today, and so they would have to come in from a street side. Right now, they're not connected. The practice football field is kind of kitty corner to us by the helicopter landing pad, and so it's really close proximity.
Okay. Yeah, I would imagine having the kids traipsing across the helicopter landing pad probably isn't the best.
They do a good job. They don't walk on our lawn. They do a really good job. We have great kids here in Chewelah.
You don't have to go out and yell at the kids to get off your lawn?
Not yet.
Nice.
They're kids, though.
So, and I believe you got a pretty sizable donation recently. Do you want to tell us about that?
We did, yeah. So we've talked about New Health and New Health University, which is our internal workforce development program that would be housed within the Chewelah Middle School. And the response that we've received, from our national partners and our state partners tells us we're on the right path. We're not the only rural community that's struggling with workforce. Our rural workforce challenges predated the pandemic. And so we had some great time to work on these pathways. So when we came out and said, hey, we've got this program, we've been doing it, larger Spokane-based and Seattle-based employers were having workforce challenges. Yeah. Everyone was ready to listen, right?
Right.
So during the stakeholders meeting, Coordinated Care came forward and said, we want to donate $50,000 to your project to kick off your fundraising campaign. And so we're very excited by their generosity. They brought a team over to present that check during that. And so we have dollars that are already earmarked for this project, and we have a lot of stakeholders. There was about 25 stakeholders that came together to raise the dollars. So when we talk about the dollars, I'm going to throw out a big number.
Okay.
So the renovation of the middle school is about $16.5 million.
Yeah.
So that is that fundraising campaign. And so, again, having Coordinated Care, we appreciate that they can see our vision and they want to be a part of making that come to life.
Yeah, I would imagine. I know there were some asbestos issues with the building that need to be dealt with, and
You're out of my pay grade. You're out of my pay grade. There's always issues with a building that is older,
right?
Whether it's a house or a school. So yes, there's probably all of those issues. We did have a builder come in initially and say, "Is this a viable project for us to move forward?" They said yes. They love the building. Yep. They love the history and the legacy of the building. And so we've decided to move forward with the bones of the middle school because it's a great structure.
No, I think it's fantastic just to get it back in service,
Well, and there's so many people in this community that have a history there.
Right.
They will be excited to see it used again. They went to middle school there.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They went to high school there when it was a high school before we built I call the new high school, but it's an old high school now.
Yeah. Well, and it's been closed down since I've been here, but I have toured it. And,
yeah.
It's a great building. There's lots of fun spaces, and we were looking at doing like a community makerspace there.
Oh,
And just every time we turned a corner, like the ideas were flooding in of what could be done with this really great space. So
yeah. Well, and we love the ideas, and our staff are like, oh, I went to middle school there, and my mom went to middle school there, and my grandpa went there, and it's so fun to hear that legacy and to be a part of that legacy continuing on for future generations.
Oh yeah.
There's even some cool artwork on the walls, and I don't know if you guys are going to keep any of that, but there's some cool stuff up there.
On the outside, on the north, is some murals of students that one of the art teachers painted, and my husband taught there years, Mr. Ludwig, and he can tell you who those students are.
Oh, that would be fun to have them back. Our intention is to retain that wall. The internal components, we'll bring in an architect. They will be doing and showing us how they bring the structure to what our vision is. So we love to hear the ideas of programming. If we're just always open to the what ifs we had, but really just having such a great project in the community that's gonna, we really talk about acknowledging the people that came before us, embracing the people that are working with us, and then setting up for our future generations and our workforce. And that's really what this project comes to. Is it's just so much legacy, not only for Chewelah or the middle school and New Health that started in 1978, but what we can do for future generations. We are so excited about this project. So I want to share a story with you because I love stories.
Please.
So we talk about healthcare. I'm in healthcare. I love healthcare. However, with my administration office here, I need finance, I need information technology. We ran a pilot project this spring with an information technology student. So I don't know if anybody else needs information and technology students because, every industry is IT oriented right now.
Oh, yeah.
I watch in your computers and all the stuff you have here, and information technology is so needed. So we had a young gentleman that came on, supported our IT team and worked alongside them, and he was so excited. The teacher's like, this was life-changing for this young boy. And to hear that is, we're moving in the right direction. But New Health has set up pathways for an information technology student. We can't hire all of them. So that's just one example of how these pathways will benefit all industries within our region. And so, we're really excited. So I'm going to take pause from me talking and everyone hearing my voice because I have a young gentleman who joined our organization, and I wanted him to kind of talk about what if this would have been here, how it maybe would have changed his trajectory.
Hey guys, again, I'm Jacob Daving, project manager at New Health. So when I first interviewed at New Health, I already knew this is really where I wanted to work. But then New Health University and the regional workforce was discussed with me, and that really drove the hammer on the nail, saying I want to work at New Health because this is such an amazing process that if I would have had, I would have utilized. So I grew up and went to high school at Deer Park, Washington, and I knew my whole life if I wanted to achieve the job that I wanted as a kid, I would have had to go to college. So, I took the loans, I went into debt, I traveled, across the state to college, away from my hometown, away from my family, which I didn't really want to do that. If I had a choice, I would have stayed local. But I knew that is what I had to do to get the education.
Right.
So along with that, I came back and then I found New Health and I learned more about these pathways. And all I know is if I was a youth right now in Stevens County, I would be so excited about this project here because you guys are no longer going to need to travel across the state to go to college, go and get in debt, just to come back home where you originally started. We are building that for you here right now.
That's amazing. So you talk about the college debt. What's that going to look like if someone? What are the costs involved with going through your programs?
That's the best part. New Health pays for individuals up to the IRS limit, and so anyone who wants to go to college, we have worked with local and state partners to get an MA training program in place. We also have a dental assistant training in place. along with information technology. So those are already moving forward with what we are at today. We have 4 individuals in our administration office that are working on their bachelor's degrees. One is in human resources, one is in finance. And so we're helping individuals get through those colleges, and also guiding them. I remember when I went to college, I'm like, how do you pay for it? What is a student loan application? And no fault to any of our schools, they're resource challenged as well, right? And so, like Jacob said, kids don't have to say, is it food or tuition this month? Right. How can we help them go through that? And so, and it's just super exciting that kids aren't going to have to make those decisions of leaving their families. Some kids can't leave their families. Then what career opportunities do they have? Wanting to leave and getting to leave are 2 different things. Right. And we as an employer it's our responsibility to create these job opportunities for our kids and our next generation. And we're very passionate about that at New Health.
That's amazing. And, you hear it all the time, the stories of people that, graduated 20 years ago and they still owe more on their student loans than they do on their house. Right. If they're even lucky enough to be able to finance a house because of their student loans from 20 years ago. Right. So that's amazing. Wow. That's cool opportunities at a thing people here can afford. We know that income here is always an issue. We're one of the lowest income areas in the state right here. And to be able to provide these opportunities for people at no or low cost is amazing.
Well, and I think one of the things you talk about too is, the cost of living here is nice compared to statewide, but there isn't a lot of jobs in industries. Right. And so if we have a regional workforce development program where we are training the next generation of workforce, don't you think as an industry that would be attractive for you wanting to, where am I going to settle? Am I going to settle in Chewelah, where I know they train all the different levels to support my industry? That's going to be very attractive to other industries wanting to come into Chewelah to do business. Oh, absolutely. So this program is far-reaching outside the walls of New Health, not only for training our youth, but expanding the career opportunities and industries that we are attractive to come into the area.
Well, even, with especially through COVID now, remote workers, people that can work anywhere, that's always a great thing for areas too, because you get people that are bringing that money from other organizations and other companies and bringing it to areas like this. Right. Without even having to bring the whole industry, you just bring the individual pay rates, and a lot of those remote jobs are pretty high paying jobs. Correct. And there's a lot of crossover with potential training and stuff too. Yeah. A lot of exciting opportunities here. So.
Yeah. Well, we're very excited about our project. I think, again, it's, the community has asked, and I feel like we are listening. So we always, Jacob can kind of talk about how you can connect with us as far as our social media. He runs all of that and questions. We talked about, I know you have some Facebook Livers and Twitch, which my generation, I'm like, Twitch, I don't know what that is. So all of you Twitchers, don't judge me, but I will have Jacob kind of talk about, what if you want to know what we're doing at New Health. We stream videos of our projects. We kind of talk about our pathways, where we're going to be in our various events. So I'll kind of let him talk about that. Okay. And then we'll talk about if people want to become involved in the project and the fundraising and stakeholders.
Perfect.
Very cool.
Yeah, guys, so to get involved with New Health, I recommend going and checking out our Facebook page. That's going to be New Health on Facebook. We post a lot of information about events we're doing, different projects. You'll get to see some awesome time lapses of our buildings being created. And then, of course, our website. That's going to be newhealth.org. Here, you're going to see different blog posts about our projects, such as this. You can see information such as the Inland's Best Places to Work. So yeah, please go ahead and check us out on Facebook and our website, newhealth.org.
Very cool. Hey, do you want a job in radio, Jacob?
We can talk after this.
Yeah, he's got a good voice.
You have a great radio voice.
Yeah.
I'm over here like, oh, man, I'm ready to hand you my mic.
You're so funny because that was one of the things when the team interviewed him. They're like, he has such a great voice, so we're excited. But he's ours.
Oh,
I know.
Well, this is a volunteer station, so it's not like we'd pay him.
Oh, well,
you know,
community service, right?
Well, hey, New Health is slowly working on a podcast, so maybe you can help us and we can help you, and we can more to come on that soon.
I was actually going to bring that up because I know there have been conversations that we've been having.
Yes, so we're really starting to get that in the works. We're looking kind of to start releasing some stuff at the beginning of January 2024.
Okay.
But I would be happy to talk with you a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. No spoilers, but we're talking about what, like some medical information?
Yeah, so really what we're looking at is going to be interviewing actual community members and employees to talk about why they love living in northeastern Washington, what attracts them here, then talk about their role within New Health, and then kind of how the location, the role, all of that connects together. So we'll get some personal stories and get to learn a little bit along the way.
It's like a New Health Corner type.
Yes,
type
exactly, exactly.
I love it.
Awesome.
That's fantastic. We have a nice little setup here that I'm trying to get a set up with microphones and videos. If you guys need a little comfy purple couch to sit on, yeah, right.
So I have a question that I've heard about this. Jason Parents comes to the Chamber of Commerce, and I go to that, and so he's been talking about this in the last while, and the one question that comes up is, what's going to happen to the gym? Do you even know that?
Oh my
yet?
gosh, the gym is the coolest thing ever. I remember playing middle school basketball there. Mm-hmm. So I'm aging myself a little bit. The gym will stay because every community needs more gyms, right?
Absolutely.
And, the mission of New Health is, for the health and wellness of our community. So this is a big component for us to continue to have the gym. How the school will utilize it for their volleyball games. We saw there's pickleball. Somebody came and told us, don't take our pickleball courts away. Those will stay. And really to say what is health and wellness in our community, because in the winter months, it's really hard to work out. So how are we continuing to create that access for our community and what they need? Is it, a walking class that people can attend and,
right.
Do during the winter months? Is it, men's league basketball or women's league basketball? Is it, youth? Is it AAU? What is that? So that's where we need some community feedback. So Jacob's right. Go to our website, go to our Facebook pages, talk to us. Jacob loves to have interactions.
Nice.
But I think that, if you want to get involved with the project and become one of our stakeholders, we want to hear from you.
Right.
So I'm going to share how to get a hold of me. So if you reach out to me at 935-6001, I do have a voicemail and I do answer my voicemails. If you want to be part of the donations and fundraising campaign, you can send that donation to P.O. Box 808, Chewelah, Washington, 99109.
Okay.
Attention Finance, and earmark that for the Chewelah campus and the Regional Workforce Development Program. That's really important for us. We really want this to come in that fall of 2025.
Right.
So we have that time frame of fundraising, renovation, and that whole time the gym will continue because, again, the school really needs that. And we want our kids to have that opportunity and our community to be able to be, healthier and have wellness into their retirement years.
Well, we'll tell you what, if you guys would do me a favor, go on to this feed on our Facebook page and put all that information in the comments, and people will see it coming from New Health and know it's coming direct. We could post it ourselves, but I think it would give more credence coming from you guys directly. So yeah, if you guys could go on there when you get back to your office and make a comment with all your contact information, then people can just go right to the video feed, scroll down to the comments, and find out how to get a hold of you guys and share some feedback.
I think one of the things is just acknowledging the team that I work with. We have our Chief Strategy Officer, Lindsay Ruivivar, that works on a lot of projects. Eric Ross, who everyone knows probably in the Chewelah community, a Jenkins graduate, is that Chief Pharmacy Officer. Clint Hagan, who is another Chewelah graduate. We love our Chewelah graduates.
Nice.
Yeah. But he's that Chief Operations Officer. And then Matt Akers, our Chief Financial Officer. And so just really, all of us work in the communities, we live in the communities, and we're all passionate about this project. We hire the best employees at New Health. And I think Jacob's an illustration of that. We have so many that we can name. I mean, it's just, we really appreciate our staff and the work that they're doing to help this project come to fruition. And so we're very excited about so much.
Yeah, it is. And I'd like to offer a special thank you for being one of our biggest sponsors here at KCHW. You guys have, you guys do a lot helping with our programming and help keep us on the air. So you guys not only give in the healthcare community, but you give in the general community as well. And I see your guys' name on a lot of stuff, a lot of sponsorships, a lot of community involvement. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Yeah. And we want to help. We want to help. We're part of our communities, and we want our community better.
Yes. Wow. So is there anything else you guys want to say before we?
I think we're good. I mean, we're having fun at New Health. We're creating opportunities. We hire the best employees. And we have fun. I'm not going to say healthcare is not hard work. I will never say that. But we really try to embrace the challenges and create opportunities with that. And it's a culture of, just really being innovative and thinking outside the box.
Right.
And so, people can always tell us we can't do it. And all of us are just like, okay, we're going to show you we can. And so, again, this project is near and dear to so many people's hearts. And we really want this Chewelah campus to come to fruition. So we need all of you listeners to go on our pages, talk about it, get excited about it, and give us the feedback so that we really capture what the community is wanting and needing, and, how we can set up a better future for our kids moving forward.
Right. Yeah, you say you can't do that, or that's not the way things are done here. That to me is that's a challenge.
Oh yeah, Chewelah's a can-do place.
You can't do that? No. Oh yeah. Oh, I can't, huh? Yes, I can.
Yeah. Well, and people are watching. So our workforce development program, New Health University, is nationally recognized, and there's a lot of communities in our rural nation that are watching what we're doing. And we're putting Chewelah on the map for being very innovative in creating a solution to a nationwide challenge.
Right.
And so I think that's really, Chewelah should be very excited about what they've done and creating these opportunities. Again, Mayor McGunn has been very innovative to bring a lot of things into the community. And like I said, Senator Short, her support of New Health has helped bring in resources for the healthcare sector, but she's a big driver of this workforce program too.
Right. I think between programs like this and, you look at what all of our local nonprofits are doing and trying to bring to the area, the creative district, the theater programs that we have going on, the arts programs we have going on. I think we're really working towards a really vibrant, thriving community.
Well, and an old term is well-rounded.
Yeah.
Chewelah is really well-rounded. I mean, we have sports, we have arts, we have we have the New Health, and we have lots of doctors, and we have a hospital, and that's exciting too. We just have, it's a well-rounded, we have a golf course, we have all kinds of things.
I've seen a lot of people and organizations stepping up and really trying to make this, our little community, sort of a flagship operation in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
We've got a couple other things that we're working on announcing that we're excited about.
We don't get a teaser? You can't just drop that because we'll ask the question. We like to ask questions. Remember what if?
Well, there's a statewide event that the Creative District has been asked to host next year that will bring a lot of notice and a lot of people to the town next year. So
how fun.
We're gonna keep a lid on that for now.
Okay.
But it's something we're really excited about, and hopefully really makes a big step up for some things that we're trying to work on here. So
yeah. Well, I saw how everybody at New Health dressed up for Halloween, and I think that we probably have some individuals that want to try out for your arts and theater program.
Oh, yes, that'd be great.
Because some of them I didn't even recognize on Halloween Day. So I think we've got a connection here that we need to have that artistic, creative.
Well, you know, I was one of the judges for the Halloween for the costume contest here from Boo Fest, and that was one of the hardest things I've ever done. There were so many great costumes and I mean, we were like having a hard time like stopping ourselves from creating new categories just to give someone else a prize, you know.
Yeah, everybody was creative. Boo Fest was great.
Yeah, it was really hard to narrow it down, and there were so many that didn't, you know, get on the awards. We're like, how many honorable mentions can we make? How many can we just share some of these awards? Because it came down to nuances, you know, for trying to decide these things. And
well, and everything you're talking about and we're talking about enriches our lives.
It does.
And that's really one of the purposes we have for being here.
Yep.
You know. Yep. To enrich each other and enrich ourselves.
And be the change you want to see.
Yeah, and be yep.
Love that.
So anyway, I'd really love to thank you guys for coming on this morning. This has been great. You know, like I said, I opened up the newspaper last week and saw the thing about, you know, you guys being voted one of the best places to work. And then I opened up the computer and you guys sent us a press release about this donation. And I'm like, oh, I got to call these guys. We got to get them on the air. and thank you guys so much. You know, and thank you, JC, for doing all this communication back and forth and being our go-to person, and Jacob while she was gone and out on leave or, but no, it's been really, you guys have been great to work with and really beneficial for the community.
Thank you.
So once again, I don't have any sound effects, but thank you guys for coming on.
We're going to applaud you too, because we are so happy to have a radio station in Chewelah, and so thank you for having us.
No problem. Thank you. We're happy to be here. We're happy to be here. So you guys are more than welcome to hang out and stick around, and while we do some funny stuff, and we might have our news director LaVon come on, because this morning we have election results.
Oh yes, everybody should have voted.
Right.
Got mine in the mail.
Yep.
We don't get too much into politics here on the radio station, but you know, election results are newsworthy. Yeah. And LaVon is one of our newest additions to the radio station. She came on a few months ago, and she's been really great. We have an actual newscast now because of LaVon.
I hear it.
You know, she's made my life easier. And we are really, really, really happy to have her. And I don't know if she's out there listening. She's out there working hard on the news as we speak. But yeah, we might get her in here in a minute. But in the meantime, Sharon.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and get back into some of our normal stuff here.
Okay, what are we doing? Which one?
Well, first of all, let's go ahead and start with some national events right now. So today, do you got that? Do you have that up? Or do you want me to take it for you?
Okay, so what are we what's national events?
Yeah, special events. So today is Harvey Wallbanger Day. If you're familiar with I believe I don't think I've ever had one, but I know it's an adult beverage.
Okay.
It is Cook Something Bold Day, which is always fun. Cappuccino Day, Parents as Teachers Day, National STEAM Day, or AKA STEM Day, which is great for you guys. You're having a new. You mentioned the new STEM.
Yeah.
STEM
well, we love our coffee at New Health also.
Yeah. Yes. It is a good day. Are you guys gonna have a new coffee shop open up at the new place?
Well, probably. We've got we have them in Colville, and we do coffee days every quarter for our employees.
Nice. It is also World Pianist Day, and X-Ray Day. Oh, nice. So tell us whose birthday it is today, Sharon. Give us some celebrity birthdays.
Right there. Okay, Alfre Woodard is 71. I'm not sure who that is.
She's an actress.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ricky Lee Jones is 69. Leif Garrett is 62. I think I remember when he was a teenager. Oh, well, that dates me.
What, Leif Garrett, wasn't he one of the Partridge Family or something?
I don't think so. Wasn't he a blonde in some movies with... Oh, what is her name? Never mind. I can't think on my feet very well. Chef Gordon Ramsay is 57. Courtney Thorne Smith from Melrose Place, and according to Jim, is 56. Parker Posey, from Best in Show and Lost in Space, is 55.
Best in Show, funniest movie of all time.
Really?
Hands down, funniest movie of all time. My absolute favorite.
Yeah, but you're a movie buff. I'm not a movie person.
And it's a silly movie about dogs.
Oh,
Yeah,
anyway. Dogs movies? That right down your alley. Tara Reid from Sharknado Films.
Sharknado Films. Yeah,
is 48.
Asylum Studios. That's the same movie studio that films Z Nation. Right here between here and Spokane. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. And Jack Osborne from the Osbournes is 38.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he was that old. He was on Dancing with the Stars a few years ago.
I have some local birthdays here on our Chewila Valley Lions Club local birthday calendar. Got to check the date, make sure I get it right. We have Brooke Bennett, Linda Baker, and Drew. It looks a little dark in here. It looks like Kaufmel with birthdays today. And then Tim and Lori Van Doren have an anniversary today. So happy birthdays and anniversary, everybody. If you see them around town, as we like to say, point and laugh. Tell them we were talking about you on the radio. Don't point and laugh at them. That's just rude. That's just rude. It happened today, so in 1889, do you know what happened with Montana? It was admitted as the 41st state.
Yeah.
Then in 1895, while experimenting with electricity, Wilhelm Röntgen discovered X-rays.
And I was wondering, how does X-rays, electricity, did he see through somebody? I mean, how did he discover that?
Some of the biggest discoveries have been, accidented upon.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I remember hearing the story of the microwave.
Yeah, looking for one thing and found something else.
Yeah. Yeah, like the microwave, like the guy was standing in the room and the chocolate in his pocket was melted.
Oh.
And that's how the microwave luckily it just cooked the chocolate.
And not him.
Yeah. 1985, police in Portsmouth, England arrested 3 men dressed as Batman, Robin, and Superman following a bar brawl. Later the same night at another nightclub, police hauled off 3 more costume brawlers, Popeye the Sailor, Spider-Man, and an Australian desert rat. Interesting. 1991, Phillips Sandwich Shop in Los Angeles, which had served a 10-cent cup of coffee since 1978, was forced to raise the price to 11 cents because of a new state snack tax.
People had to start carrying pennies.
Right?
Yeah.
In 2006, Bristol, England, Daniel Jefferson burglarized an apartment. While he was making his getaway, he was spotted by a neighbor who whipped out her camera phone. Not being one to avoid the limelight, Daniel stopped and posed for his picture before continuing on his way. Wow. The neighbor provided pictures to the cops who used it to track down and arrest the poser. Wow. This date in 2016, Donald Trump was elected the 45th president of the United States, defeating Hillary Clinton. She was the 5th presidential candidate in U.S. history to win the popular vote, but lose the election. Hey, and we have LaVon in here. We have a few minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and finish these up, and then we are going to get some election results. Ooh. So, 2021, the reopened. This is worded weirdly. Somebody reopened its borders to vaccinated non-U.S. citizens after more than 8 to 18 months. I believe that's Canada is what they're trying to say here. They left that out. Reopened the borders to vaccinated non-U.S. citizens after more than 18 months, lifting restrictions imposed because of COVID-19. Then in 2022, People magazine crowned actor Chris Evans as their sexiest man alive. He was known for his superhero roles in films like Fantastic Four, The Avengers, Captain America, and more. So we got a little critter out here barking. All right, so our number for the day. Sharon, do you have that available? If you scroll down just a little bit past.
Yeah, a little bit farther.
Yeah.
Our number for the day, 350. What do you think it is?
I don't know, Sharon. You're about to tell us.
Yes, it's distinct neighborhoods in New York City. 350.
350. That's almost as many as Chewila.
Well, it sounds like more than how many cities are in Washington State.
Right?
Yeah. Wow.
Right. All right. So if she picks the mic back up, we'd like to welcome LaVon Ellis. She's our new news director.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, LaVon.
I brought my dog. She barked. I'm sorry. I thought she'd be quiet.
Just a minute, that'd be great. So LaVon's bringing us our election results. What do you got for us, LaVon?
Well, they're not, official yet. Apparently, we still have 4,000 votes left to count, but there's almost 7,000 counted, and it looks like most of the races have been decided.
Okay.
Starting with the propositions. The fire district proposition restoring property tax levy for fire protection and emergency rescue services passed 60%, a little over that. Stevens and the two propositions for the Stevens County Jail both passed overwhelmingly, 69 and 67%.
Okay.
So we're going to get a new jail. Yay.
Yeah.
Not the most glamorous thing, but
Yeah,
it's
very needed.
It's a necessary evil.
Yeah. And all the unopposed candidates, surprisingly, for city council, won. Amazing. John Kaboski, 98%. I won't go through all the percentages. It's all in the upper 90s because they're write-ins, too,
Yeah.
Bruce E. Nupp II. Ben Carpenter, he was opposed by Shane Cody Fairweather, and Ben won 74% to 25. And Candace Kapoman, I hope I pronounced that right, won
I think so.
unopposed, of course, for the city council. And then, let's see, I'm just scrolling down here for the school district. Looking on my laptop. Are we running late there?
Oh, no, we got about 2 minutes left.
Okay, the school district, 36, director, District 3. I don't know all these numbers yet. I'm sorry, I'm new in town. Donna Easterbrooks won unopposed, and Dan Kraus, also unopposed, won his seat. The one opposed seat was District 5 at large, and that was Theoline or T.O. Backen won against Bob Maggart.
Okay.
And that's all I've got. Looks
all
like
right.
that was it.
Well, thank you, LaVon.
Oh,
appreciate
thank you.
that. And
You're welcome.
LaVon will probably have a little more on the 12:30 and 5:30 news hour.
I'll probably just be repeating this. It might take some time for those extra 4,000 votes to be counted, but and the official certification takes time as well.
Yeah, but you'll have some election results and more headlines.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, LaVon.
You're welcome.
That was great.
You.
And LaVon, starting next week, is actually going to be joining us on the Wednesday morning show.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah. We'll be doing some news headlines and talking about local stuff. And Wednesdays from now on, it's going to be we'll have to come up with a catchy name. It'll be Local Wednesdays. Yeah. So anyway, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in, listening to KCHW. Thank you everyone for listening on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. You can tune in right here tonight. We have from 6 to 8 p.m. is Music for the Mountain. Then from 8 to 10 is Dirt Road Blues with our very own Dirt Road Doug McQuain live in the studio. We're going to round things out tonight from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. With Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock, and Total from the SETI Institute, which is the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. So once again, we'd like to thank everyone for listening. Thank you so much, and we will see you tomorrow with Three Amigo Thursday. Have a good day, everybody.
Your KCH